Morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hey, quick update here. I did finish up with the Nitrous install. So I've got my purge button and the arming switch is all set. This is actually, this will be just a plug. This plugs into your cigarette lighter for a bottle heater. So I have that all wired up, and then obviously when I'm not using it, I can just stash it back there. And then I've got the relays up under here. Wiring's not great, so I'm not trying to show that off, but got the relays under here. And purge line grounded. I think I went over all that already. But anyway, I've been having an oil leak, as you can see by the cardboard under here. And what I decided to do was to make sure the flywheel bolts weren't leaking. And what I've discovered, and to check the rear main seal. And what I've discovered is, I'm pretty sure it is the oil pan. I'm going to drop it down a little. I'm going to drain the oil. I'm going to drop it down a little bit and put some RTV between the gasket and the pan. It might be slightly deformed. I don't think it's the rear main seal. It looked like it was seeping out of the gasket there. But while I was checking that, obviously you can see it's definitely leaking oil because it's throwing it all over the block plate. And that pesky sound that I've been battling with, that always sounded like a valve train issue, turns out it was the flywheel rubbing up against the block plate here. I guess this was somewhat bent or something. I don't know. So I'm going to have to get a new one here. And then I can order a new bolt or the new weight for this, but I also have a stock, I do have a iron flywheel, just a stock iron flywheel I could put on there as well. And then just have this one rebuilt. But as you can see, it's got oil all over it. So I got to clean that up real good. I'm not sure if I'm going to, I'll probably just use the new, I got a new flywheel over there, but as you can see, it was rubbing here and rubbing here, and that was what I thought was my valve train issues. As you can see, this was rubbing up against the block plate. So I think we've got some of that engine noise resolved, and obviously this is going in the garbage, and then we'll replace this weight. Obviously, looks like part of it might have, look at all that was in there. All these shavings. All these shavings from here are all in here, and then this is also, I'll have to take and smooth that out. Maybe smooth that back out. But I know you can buy the replacement weight and the frictions for these, you know. This Fidanza aluminum flywheel can be rebuilt. But for the sake of time, I can probably pick this up local. Just get a new block plate and then reuse, or not reuse, but I'll go ahead and use my, I'll go ahead and use the OEM flywheel, a brand new OEM flywheel that I have. And then seal up this oil leak. And then we'll see if we'll be ready for some nitrous hits on there. So anyway, just want to give you an update on that. And then one thing that happened to me today, and I could have swore I pulled this transmission before without pulling the shifter base, but this was getting hung up in the tunnel, and to get it slid out, you know, then the shaft was getting hung up in the throwout bearing. So next time I'm definitely going to go ahead and just remove the whole base of this thing, and that way you can slide it straight back and drop it down, and it'll clear here this way. Plus I have the another interference issue obviously is the safety loop. You know, that's a little bit in the way, but the main thing is to slide the trans straight back. Yeah, it is probably best to go ahead and remove the whole shifter base and everything. And then obviously these things are real handy to keep the fluid, but also remember when you start dipping this down, your VSS, this will leak also. So I've had to clean a lot of transmission fluid this morning. Anyway, that's the update. We'll get this thing back together here shortly with a new block plate, new flywheel, and even with you know, like I said, as oily as this thing was, there was no issues with it not grabbing. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna clean everything up here with some, you know, hit it real good with brake clean, and we should be good to go. I don't think that's burnt. I think that's just oil. So we'll clean that up and see how it does. It wasn't really slipping or anything, but I am glad we did take it apart, because it was we obviously did have an oil leak at the pan, and we had some issues with the block plate interference. So we'll get that squared away probably tomorrow. I think I'm done messing with this today. I'm going to order some parts, and my wife and I are going to go out and do some stuff in the afternoon, and I'll get back on this tomorrow and see if we can get it back in there and start getting ready for some nitrous hits. Alright guys, have a good weekend.